Mitch, Mark, it's such a pleasure and an honor to have you here at San Diego Short Film Festival. And I'm so excited to dive into the filmmaking process behind the Watching Walter. Can you please just briefly tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. Do you want me to go first?
I'm sure. Yeah.
My name is Mark Dillon Brown. I'm the writer-producer of Watching Walter, and I live in Los Angeles with my wife and dog and my son. And I've been writing for a while. I started out writing plays and short stories, and kind of morphed into cinema and television. This is my first short film.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I hired really well.
Yeah. That's something that,
I attract really talented people, and it takes a village to do it. And
for sure.
it was an honor to tell Walter's story. So the rest was gravy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. My name is Mitch Yapko. I directed and produced Watching Walter. I am a Gemini. This is my 31st short film that I've directed and or produced. And it was definitely a departure. I come from sort of the comedy world. And so this is definitely the first, sort of big drama that I've directed.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is so impressive.
Thank you.
To hear your story, because first of all, your film is nominated in 11 categories. So 11 nominations, that's probably a record for San Diego Short Film
Oh, really?
Festival.
We were hoping for 12, but we're very honored to be here. Seriously.
Yeah. It's the baker's dozen -2, I think they call that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So no, we're grateful.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned before, it takes a village to create a masterpiece like that. So I want to talk about assembling the team. How did you manage to attract so many talented, masterful individuals? I mean, editing is perfect, cuts, perfect, cinematography, incredible, outstanding acting. I can go on and on and on about that. How did you do that?
I'm going to let Mitch answer, but honestly, I think my goal was to write as clean a script as possible without any of my old habits of writing too much dialogue or writing 4 lines of description.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show a moment in his life, and that could touch on all bases of what he went through, and you could walk away satisfied that you saw,
Yeah.
you saw his life, and you had a good idea where he was going and where he came from.
Yes.
So, Mitch, the Gemini director.
Yeah.
And producer. Yeah. I mean, like I said, this is my 31st short film. So over the years, I've had the privilege of working with just some incredible people who are, my family now. And so really just got to sort of hand pick, some of my favorite people that, work behind the camera to build and elevate this project that I knew needed the best eyes on it. And I mean, mentioning editing, mentioning cinematography, that was the same person. Our DP was our editor, Brian Evans, who's an incredible filmmaker, incredible director in his own right.
Yeah.
But met him a couple of years ago at another film festival. His wife is an amazing production designer, and so Shannon Ballas was our production designer on this, and she's production designed 3 of my last films as well.
Yeah.
Brian's DP'd 3 of my last films, and so we have this like matrix of these people that we know, when you work 12, 14, 16 hours in a day, you have to love the people that you work with, and you have to trust them to do what they're going to do and have your back the whole way. And everybody that I've had the privilege of working with elevates all of the content that I've been a part of. So this is all just a family affair. And Catherine Charpentier is in the costumes and is nominated, and Nathan, Van Halle is our post sound designer. There's all these
Gray.
And Gray, Gray Bashu is our composer. These people, I've worked with all these people for between 6 and 20 years, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just.
And they jumped on board when they were offered because of the story and for Walter. And how about the cast?
I mean,
My wife's done a lot of theater with Stephen Tobolowsky, and when
Yes.
she pitched this idea to him, he said, "Whenever you're ready to do this, I want to play Walter."
Okay.
And two of the gentleman caller that comes in with the watch that changes Walter's life, is in a writing acting class that I'm in, as well as the guy who played the Nazi.
Yeah.
And they're just tremendous actors who work all the time. But again, they wanted to jump in and do this.
Yeah, and Suzanne Goddard Smythe was our casting director, so she found us Benjamin,
Yeah.
the young actor who was also
Yes.
nominated,
And William
and William
Leon, who
Leon.
plays Walter at 20 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean our ensemble cast. It was just like
Yeah.
the universe aligning for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been magic.
Yeah.
I really mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it's been just a magical run, and who knows where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make a full-length picture out of it, so
Oh, we would love.
that's the
I
goal.
would love to see that. Yes.
Well, we'll do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll
Yeah.
bring it to the future San Diego Long Film Festival.
That's right.
That is in the making.
Yes.
Wow. When you were talking about the cast, right away, something that stood out to me is that Walter's character is portrayed by 3 actors.
Mhm.
And it's very hard, from my perspective, to really find those people who will tell the story of the character and be so interconnected with each other.
Mhm.
So I was wondering what that process was like for you to really ask the actors and connect them in that very special way that really shows Walter's character in so many details and yet interconnectedness.
I mean, I think it was kind of written that way. I'm not, but I think
Sure.
you led them. Why don't you answer that? Because I think it's a directorial thing.
Yeah, I mean, what's on the page certainly is what you see, and it's
Yeah.
beautifully written to, watch Walter grow up in this
Yeah.
way. But for me, directing these different talent, it was so important to find, sort of mirroring physicalities, from our Stephen Tobolowsky Walter
Yeah.
to our William Walter to our
Mhm.
Benjamin Walter, like, in the sort of nuances of what William's working on in the barrack, when he's working on the watches, when he's folding his apron, everything's
Yeah.
very methodical, and we wanted to try to like just transition that into what
Yeah.
Stephen did in present day. And so
Yeah.
just it was little nuances like that. We didn't have a lot of time to make those physicalities overt, but it was so
Yeah.
important, when the young Walter is learning that there must be order for
Mhm.
the following 2 Walters to follow that.
Mhm.
And so, that was important for me to have William and Stephen both follow that, and they
Yeah.
did perfectly.
Wow.
I mean,
And,
my
William,
job was easy with them.
and William had no lines, the middle Walter had no lines, but
Yeah.
he conveys so much in that scene.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes. His emotional language is just so powerful.
Yeah.
I agree.
The cast it's marvelous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you know that you want Stephen Tobolowsky to portray Walter right away?
We wanted somebody. He was a handful of people we considered, and then
As far as I was aware, he was always the choice. We didn't really consider
Mm-hmm.
anybody else.
well, we talked about it.
Oh, sure. The way that it was presented
We
was
talked-
Stephen's interested, so cool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it for 5 minutes, and then Stephen said he would do it, and we were like,
Cool.
I forgot the other guys, but Dustin Hoffman was one because we know he's a big silent film fan,
Right.
but he would
Mhm.
be tremendous. I mean,
Hmm.
Stephen is
Tom Cruise was also up for it,
Yeah.
but he was busy with Mission Impossible 20, I
the
think.
thing about Stephen is we know him from the comedies, the classic comedies he's
Right.
done, but I would argue that a lot of these comedic actors are very good at drama, like Robin Williams was.
Yeah.
And he portrays some playfulness and a little bit of snobbery almost as Walter in this, but he's very vulnerable.
Yeah. It feels like a lot of very intuitive
Agreed.
moments.
Organic.
Yeah, and they really bring, I felt as an audience member, really brings us into this world of Walters, and the story is just delivered visually in an incredible way, in an inspiring way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you. Thank you. I want to touch point on the script as well, because I understand that it's based on a true story.
Right.
So I would love to know how much of it is truth and how much of it is more kind of artistic logistics.
Sure. Well, I've written a full-length script of it, and I had to fill in the blanks on a lot of his life because, as you see, his family is murdered.
Yeah.
So there's no survivors to tell its story, and I couldn't find any survivors in Philadelphia. I have a friend who befriended Walter, and Walter eventually downloaded his story to my friend. And so every time I go back to Philadelphia, he would download to me, and I would sit with him for hours, just jotting things down. Yeah. In the short, listen, I think he probably, like most survivors, had PTSD, and that's what he has. And that I thought that would be a good way to tell the story in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That you would see different colors of his life. He did have a watch shop. He did come from. He was born in Poland. That's true. He came here. He came to Philadelphia. That's true. He was a staple in the neighborhood. That's true. But in terms of the whole sequence of his PTSD dream and all, I did research on what it would be like and some of the things that I imagine he went through. It must have been terrifying for a 15-year-old,
Yeah.
So half and half probably.
Okay.
50-50.
Fair enough.
Happened, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
And to me, this film is really like a love letter to the world. It's a message to society, and to tell everyone to share the stories, just an incredible gift. So thank you so much for doing that. And
thank you for saying that and putting it that way. It's been an honor to do this for Walter. I mean, every survivor should have their story told, at the very least, and they don't, and that really troubles me. It really troubles me, and I wasn't going to let this one get away.
Yeah.
If you could tell one story, you'd tell 6 million stories.
What do you want the audience to really take from that?
I'm going to let Mitch answer. We're
Yeah,
both Geminis, and we both talk a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's so important to have the responsibility to tell this story and to be witnesses for Walter and witnesses for survivors of Holocaust, of genocide. At the end, there's the radio interview, or the newscast about another genocide that's happening, and we say never forget for the Holocaust, but how many other genocides have there been after the Holocaust?
Yeah.
It's just so important to keep these conversations alive and to keep the survivor stories alive so that we don't forget. But then beyond that, hopefully someone comes away with this and says, all right, what can I do? How can I help? How can I tell a story to foster awareness for these atrocities, and to hopefully, hope is just that these make some difference, and that these things stop over time, and we stop repeating the atrocities of the past. So
we had my wife and I were leaving the theater after one festival. This gentleman approached us and he said, "Why did you put that Bosnian reference in the film?" And I was kind of taken aback, and I was like, well, to let people know that it's still going on. Like we kind of don't learn. It keeps happening.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, I want to thank you because I'm from Bosnia and no one ever talks about the atrocities." Yeah. It's just not a popular story like the Holocaust is. Yeah. Popular is probably not the word I'm looking for, but more known. And so I'm proud of putting it in there as a reminder, like we got work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to also acknowledge that the amount of hope and the amount of love that you carry as human beings and that you put into this project, it reads for me as an audience member, and it's just such a joy to see and witness. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you for saying that.
There's so much light in you, and it's really a blessing to be able to spend this time together and talk about this and witness you and witness the story and honor Walter and really expose this true stories, true things that's happening that's sometimes hidden to the world. So
yes.
Thank you so much for all your fantastic job.
Thank you very
It's
much.
such a pleasure.
Thank
It's been
you.
great being here in San Diego.
Yeah.
It's really great meeting you too.
You too.
Yeah,
Thank
truly.
you.
Thank you.